You got problems. You need to get straight. You need a therapist. You know what you need? You need a therapist.
Amaria.
Girl, that versus was a show. Let's just say that versus was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the most chaotic niggerish verses that I've seen. It was a mess. How did you feel about this versus?
There was no structure to it.
Hmm.
It was
Especially
everywhere.
not in the beginning. Not in the beginning where like Bobby V and all them niggas was on. Like
Yeah.
it was none.
It was I don't think they had an idea of how they were. I think they had a general idea of what they wanted to do, but not really. And then even as far as like the matchup, Ray J and Bobby V, Pleasure P and Sammy.
Yeah.
I I don't know, that's tough. Because Ray J is definitely a big household name. He's Brandy's brother. He acts. He makes music. He's a businessman. He's a reality star. So he's a big name. But as far as
Yeah.
music goes,
Girl, it's limited. Those
and it,
vocals were also limited.
girl, always, always been, always will be.
Yeah. Did you see Brandy throwing shade, talking about some? I told him to drink that tea. That
But
was petty. That's and it be your own people too.
but she know her brother can't sing.
Yeah. Brandy on the other hand, she can throw down, but Ray J, he ain't get it. He ain't
He
got it, and he ain't gonna have it. And they
that
just need to let it rest.
and stick to the business side, child.
Hmm.
But I think his because he is from LA. They were in LA. Like
He had to bring the people out.
he brings the crowd. He's definitely entertaining as it showed last night, but I think Sammy might have been more entertaining than him last night and digging and digging and digging, child. Like
Yo, the shade was so cringe. It was so cringe. I could not tell if these niggas liked each other, if they was playing. Like I didn't know. It was just extremely cringy to
yeah,
watch. Like I was fast forwarding through the parts where they were like transitioning from song to song because I was like, ugh.
it was definitely it was hard to listen to, hard to watch. Um Sammy sounded good. I thought Pleasure sounded good on some stuff. As long as he wasn't hitting them high notes, like we
Yeah.
was good. Bobby, he sounded all right to me. Ray J, go kick rocks. Like,
Girl, Ray J was complete garbage. Like that
yeah,
shit was so bad.
yeah. It
It
was
was so bad.
yeah. As far as the Omarion and the Mario, Mario definitely swept to me, swept.
I mean, swept the flow with them dreads. Like picked them up, turned them over, and swept
Gave a
with them.
whole gave a whole new meaning to Mollywop. Child.
For real, like he really swept the floor. Mario can sing his ass off.
And he fine.
He looked great.
Hmm.
What
With that
amazing
Beijing.
with that Beijing. You had that Beijing on your pillow the next morning. That's happened to me. Shout out to that guy.
Shout out to that man. You know who you are.
Maybe he don't.
Oh my
Maybe he don't.
gosh.
All I know is that Beijing was on my damn pillowcases the next morning. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck is on my pillowcases.
That's
His
hilarious.
hairline was on my pillowcases.
Had to be. That's ugh. That's crazy.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But Omarion, first of all, before we go either further with Omarion, I seen a thing on Instagram. It was like, it is too close to Juneteenth for you and your brother to be out here eating goddamn watermelon on the stage. Like, let's live up to all the stereotypes, why don't we? Like, come on. These niggas had quarter watermelon slices on, and it was a big ass piece of water.
It was so cringy to me. Like, so I don't know. Omarion to me, I like Omarion's music. I think overall as a performer, he is entertaining.
I agree.
But as far as vocals, no. Like, you could sit that whole shit down to me. Like,
Yeah, he could
um,
vocals
yeah.
like
The studio vocals are good, but live vocals,
just dance and pop. Dun, dun, dun,
actually,
touch, dun, dun, dun,
it's a little cringy to me too. It was, or at least last night it was
just because
cringy.
we getting old and these niggas getting fat, and like Pleasure P was up there body rolling, and I was so disgusted because that big old dad bod belly was in the way. Him and that girl back there that was dancing during one of Sammy's songs, that shit
Yeah,
was so cringe, and it's just not sexy at this point. When we was young, okay, yeah, I can see the appeal, but right now I do not want to see your hips gyrating and moving around and doing
yeah.
all of that. It was just too much for me.
You're right. As people who are in our 30s now, like we're not you body rolling is not something that's attractive. Yes, when I was 13, 14, 15, 16 years old,
I was having my best life, like living my
ah,
like, oh my God, he is so sexy. But now it's just
cringe.
yuck. Even
Attention
Genuine, I seen Genuine performing somewhere, and he
out, bitch.
what was that? That nigga like his goddamn back was hurting, and it probably was because he is like, I think Genuine is 51.
He looks
I mean,
good though.
he looks fucking amazing. Don't get me wrong, but them joints and them bones, that shit gets stiff when you start hitting 30, bitch.
I'm scared of this damn road trip, bitch. Because when I
Your
travel,
back gonna be hurting so bad, bro. You gonna have to get something for your back.
girl, I'm gonna get some Bengay, one of them Bengay things to put on
Oh my God. Yes, friend. You
the
really gonna
mattress.
need
Matter of
something.
fact, let me get some of them for the road trip, child. Because for
Mm-hmm.
my knees and my back, ho.
Thank
Mm,
God you ain't gonna be driving the whole way, but girl.
girl.
Mm.
Anyway, but who do you think? Oh no, back to Omarion versus Mario. Okay, the watermelon thing, cringy.
Mm.
The shade that Mario was throwing, bitch.
Yo, I low key felt bad. Like I low key felt bad for Marion because like this shit was funny when he brought Jeremiah out, and I thought Jeremiah could sing, y'all. I
I
really
don't.
thought he could sing until like he was live, and it sounds so bad.
I was like, "Hey, you think he?" I was questioning my friend. She was like, "Oh, Jeremiah can sing," and I was like, "Friend, have you not heard this man sing live before? Jeremiah sounds
He sound horrible.
whiny. He can't hold a note. Studio vocals, as far as like making putting songs together and everything, great. In the studio, that's where you stay.
Yes.
Live, hell no.
But that's like part of your job as a music artist. You have to do something live at a certain point, tours. That's where you make your money from, is the tours and like these things. So like,
My thing is know your range.
yeah.
Know what you can do. No,
Yeah.
put this auto tune on my mic real quick. Cause I know I can't sing.
Yeah. But overall, like I think that Mario sounded amazing. I would pay money to see Mario.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would pay good money to see Mario because he sounds great. And he put on the show. Like he was dancing and he put on a good show. Like I was entertained by Mario.
He even said that in the middle of the show. He was like, I don't even feel like this is a versus. I feel like I'm at one of my shows right now.
Yeah. Like the
Shade.
shade. He said, don't bring no more whiny niggas up here no more.
Jeremiah Shade.
Right. He was like, oh. He was like, what did he
Ooh,
say?
y'all
Y'all
sound
crazy.
crazy.
Y'all sound crazy right now. The nigga said, y'all sound crazy right now. And they absolutely did sound crazy. They
Child.
absolutely did. Yes. Girl.
He told Marion, because Marion was like, them all my vocals. Them all my vocals. He said, oh,
Are you sure you want to do that?
oh, that's sticky. Oh,
No.
now I
Who
know the
who
truth.
whose songs was it?
Whoever little Steve is,
Who little Steve?
little Steve was singing on them tracks, not you.
We need to Google this little Steve nigga. And then all the fucking group members are I cuss way too much. All the group members of BT2K was talking about you got served, you got served, you got, and then he did served them up real well.
Mm, 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 mm,
Touch.
mm,
All right, we done. Moving on for this versus shit. What else we talking about before we get into it?
what else is on the docket?
Oh, this motherfucking government is acting crazy. Oh my god, this Roe versus Wade shit has been overturned or whatever, and like, can we live?
What was the reason?
Can we live?
Who life were we affecting? Whose?
If you don't believe in abortions, don't get them.
Don't impregnate somebody and then
Like, but why are you forcing your beliefs onto everybody else, controlling everybody else's bodies and their vaginas?
I thought church and state was supposed to be separate.
Separate. I am not religious. What if I don't believe in what you believe in? Now I can't do what I need to do what's best for me and my body.
But the thing is, people, even if it's outside of religion, right? People are saying it's murder.
You know, Jimmy had posted something the other day talking about some
Hilarious. That
you
nigga
seen that shit
is
talking
funny.
about some that's the same you sitting up here protecting an unborn life is the same as you going to bat for your imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Like, right, it's the same. And it is literally the fucking same thing. Like,
I saw something else. It was a white comedian actually was like, these conservatives are like crazy because they care more about the unborn than they
they
do
do about the living.
the living. Soon as you born, taxes, fucking
Mm-hmm.
child care, fucking guns, all that shit. They care about that shit, or they don't care about that shit. But when you're not
Mm-hmm.
born,
They fighting for you. They fighting for you. The second you get here, they don't fight for your ass no more. They do not fight for your ass. And one of my favorite drag queens off of RuPaul's Drag Race, I know you judge me if you want to, whatever. But Monet Exchange had posted something, and she was like, "What is wrong with these conservatives? Like y'all worried about women's bodies." Y'all worried about everything else, gay people getting married, staying married. What the fuck is really going on with y'all? Like, y'all don't have anything else to think about. Y'all don't have anything else to do except worry about everybody else. Like, are y'all okay over there?
things
Like,
that don't affect them, like literally have no say so in how they operate in their daily life.
what does a same sex couple getting married have to do with anything? What you worry about your kids gonna catch the gay because they see a same sex couple?
But you ain't worried about these guns that could affect your child. That's what you need to be worried about. You worried about me having an abortion. What does me? What? And I think it ain't even just about the abortion part too. People just having abortions because they don't want a child. It's like these people, when you have a miscarriage and your body isn't properly able to dispose of the baby, you technically gotta have a fucking abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't get rid of it, that kills you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's not computing. It's not. I don't
Girl.
fucking get it.
At the end of the day, it's all about money. It's all about power. And this is going to impact majority Black women, people of color, low
Mm-hmm.
income.
Mm-hmm.
And these women are going to then be forced to have these kids that they may not be able to afford, one, or have the health to sustain and get through a pregnancy. And once these kids are born, they don't get assistance that they need. They don't get all the resources that they need to take care of this child. And it's just going to impact. What they're trying to do is keep the poor poor. Cause shit's getting out of whack. Niggas is getting educated. Niggas know, like, we being better with our money. We doing things and we catching up.
Mm-hmm.
We catching up and they scared. The government is scared because you have more
But
Black
why?
millionaires. You have all this stuff. And that's the thing. It's like this limited mindset. And we can go off on the rant, but it's really a limited mindset. Like, it's enough shit out here for everybody, but they so fucking greedy up at the top. And the second that we start getting close, they got to flip the shit. They flip the script. Move the goalposts, move certain shit around so that way we're never equal, you know? And it just goes back to race, it goes back to money, it goes back to power and a whole bunch of other bullshit. And that's what it's about.
Did you see? Oh, I wish I had more research. But did you see this representative or whatever? She was speaking at a Donald Trump press conference, whatever he was, a rally he was having,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, basically the overturn of Roe versus Wade, basically is basically a savior to white life or whatever, or something like that. Like, girl,
A savior to white life.
let me get the exact quote she said, bitch. But it's like then she turns around and posts like her and her 15 million adopted kids that she have, who necessarily aren't black kids, by the way. She got a little sprinkle of biracial in there. They ain't, I mean, they black, but they not child.
Yeah.
Anyway, you get what I'm saying. But let's see. That's Donald Trump. Where this bitch at? Here, bitchy, bitchy, bitch.
Girl.
All the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
Bitch, what?
Trump, on behalf.
And then, girl,
I want to know
girl.
the statistics of women that get abortions. Like, is it white women more so getting abortions, which is why they trying to stop it?
So I do know that Charlemagne was saying it sounded like a good chunk of white women do get abortions, like 30 something percent, compared to I think like 19% of black women or something like that.
Which makes even more sense because when you think about it, like if white women are getting that amount of abortions
Save
at
the
a high
race.
rate, they trying to they want to save the race. And yeah, that makes even more sense now. Because and to be quite clear, like white people, some of them they love us. Like the white women love black men, white men love black women, and that's perfectly fine. I say love who you want to love, but the
Mhm.
people that's racist and fucked up that's at the top, they nervous, girl, because they about to not be the majority no more. Because you start mixing stuff, and anytime you mix something with white, it come out the other. You know,
Except for Shameless Maya, baby.
shameless Maya's baby. It's the cutest little baby, and she is getting some color. She is getting some color, friend. She got like a little hint of black.
She got to sit in the sun for that color. You know how Greeks, like if they sit in the sun, they get more
They get that
tan.
olive
Yeah,
color.
that's her.
Yeah. But she is the cutest little baby. But Maya isn't completely like black. She's what, like Asian or something?
Yeah, she like Filipino or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that baby is the cutest, and she's just the whitest little baby with a little
With
sprinkles.
the what's that, gray eyes? She got, I don't know
She
what
got
color
some
eyes she
pretty
got.
eyes, and then that little blonde hair.
Yes, child. But yeah,
Yeah.
that drove me. And look, bitch, this is the picture that she posted. I will always defend the right to life. And look at,
Girl,
save it.
save it. Save it. It
Pe-
really save it.
People saying that's the equivalent to saying I'm not racist. I know black people.
You can still be racist, bitch.
And if you didn't mean what you said, why didn't you correct it in that moment?
Girl. I'm so sick of these folks. America is so ghetto. I'm so sick of this shit. And they overturning this. What makes you think they're not gonna overturn some other shit?
Well, they already said what's his name? They call him
Uncle Thomas.
yeah, Uncle Thomas. They said he already trying to, as far as like contraceptives and everything, trying to fucking
What do
abolish that.
y'all want us to do? Okay, fine. We can't get abortions. So let's prevent getting pregnant in the first place. Do y'all not want us to have the sex? Because y'all not having the sex, so you want everybody not to have the sex?
I'm gonna have a sex.
I'm gonna have the sex too. Right. What do y'all want from us? What more do you want from me?
I don't know, child. Like I that's it's so frustrating. It's even more frustrating that it's not the people having to say so. It's not the people having to say so in whether or not that was overturned. It was literally the little 9 people in the Supreme Court justice. Bitch,
Wit.
who 3 are men. I mean, 3 are women and the rest are men.
And then if they Republican women, then you know what side they on. They so stuck in the damn sucking place, they don't know they ass from their head.
And that was the one woman who voted to overturn it.
Mm.
It's so, and I'm not saying that it needs to be more women in the Supreme Court justice, but why are y'all fucking? Why is it even in question right now? Like, why are you questioning our uterus? Why? That's
Is
not
it
for you to
uterus or
question,
uteri?
child.
What's the plural for uterus?
They done turn what's that word? You can people because we used to have to say conversate.
Conversate.
They done turned that into a real word now.
Oh my god,
I can say
niggas.
whatever the fuck I want to say.
Converse, conversate.
Uterus.
What a
Uterus.
time. What a time to be alive.
It is. And we going backwards. We are going backwards. That's the frustrating part. We are going backwards. Not gonna lie. I like the races that hit it. I don't like these overt races.
Nah, I need to know you racist so I know. I mean, I halfway don't
It
be
don't
fucking with them anyway, but like I'd rather you be honest with me.
it don't matter though. It really don't.
I mean, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't in these situations. But I mean, I'd rather keep it real. Don't fake the funk with me.
They still child.
At least we got Beyonce and something to look forward to here in the next few weeks. That's really the joy of my life, honestly. Just having the small things like that, like Beyonce dropping an album on my birthday.
Who
May
gonna
I
shit on
add?
y'all?
Yeah.
She gonna shit.
Oh, this
Oh,
bitch about to shake the table.
Cause the album ain't dropped yet, so I know she back in the studio. Oh, you
Mm.
put this my uterus. That bitch in there writing.
She got the pens hot and ready, bitch. Yes.
In there writing.
Oh,
My uterus.
not
My uterus.
what the fuck? Get up out of my uterus.
Hey, we're gonna go in the studio and make a theme song, bitch.
About my uterus.
Mhm.
Protect my uterus. Oh man. All right, you ready to get into this week's episode, friend?
I am, but we don't have a let's unpack this just to.
Oh yeah, just if y'all wondering.
Which
So
is
this
fine.
week we're gonna do a recap. We haven't done a recap episode in a minute of one of our favorite shows, and it's season 3 of Couples Therapy. Our girl Dr. Orna is back with season 3. It actually came out a while ago, right? I want to say, when did it come out?
Girl, don't
It
get
came out a couple months ago, but we just not getting to the shit. So here we go. But if y'all are listeners of the show, you know that we absolutely love Dr. Orna and the couples that come on to Couples Therapy. How many we got? 4 again for season 3. So let's just go ahead and get into these couples, unless you have something you want to say before we dig in.
So before we even start, I don't know who the fuck it is that is running up our first recap of Dr. Orna and the couples therapy, but I appreciate y'all.
That one does numbers, and it's really surprising because it's the only one that be doing numbers like that. Like,
yeah. So keep running that bitch up because every day we just go back and look, and it's like that bitch is creeping, and I'm like, okay, Dr. Orna.
Dr. Orna is
Come holler at us, Dr. Orna, because
wouldn't that be amazing if we could get Dr. Orna on the show? Like, future goals, let's manifest. Dr. Orna, come on through to You Need a Therapist pie. Okay? Okay.
And as black as we are, and that white woman is everything.
She is. But she's not already she's Israeli?
She's a foreign white.
Okay, yeah. But yes, we love Dr. Orna here. Oh, that would be so amazing. I just went into like a whole little daydream about Dr. Orna coming to You Need a Therapist. But anyway. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into couple number one. Couple number one, we have Ping and Will. This couple was a challenge, probably the biggest challenge of all 4 couples. So they were in a relationship for how many years? I don't remember. Maybe I wrote it down. 7 years. 7 years. They had an open relationship. And they also had a 12-year age difference. Ping, she was older than her husband, Will. Um, so the issue between those two, like, was just really weird. I think they had an issue with boundaries. Um, due to the open relationship in the beginning, when the dynamic started to change, certain boundaries had been crossed, and so that was the main concern for them coming in to see Dr. Orna.
Mm-hmm.
And after, I think it was like 4 months after they had gotten married, Will went to live in Korea, I think, for like a year or so to
Teach
teach
English.
English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the decision was initially for the both of them to go overseas. And he did all of his stuff to get the credentials, the paperwork and stuff to go overseas. But she was kind of like nonchalant, slacking behind, kind of procrastinating. And then when it was time to go, she had to deal with the idea. It was like, oh, what, you're leaving? And he was like, yeah, like, you were supposed to be coming with me. Like, this is something, this is my dream. This is what I want to do. I thought it's what you wanted to do also. I'ma go. I'll see you when I get back. And she had an issue with him leaving. At the same time, she was trying to be supportive because she knew it was his dream. And she was down with the cause initially. And it's like once he left and came back, that's when things really changed for them. So, you want to give your 2 cents on this couple?
Now that I think about that, in my head, I'm like, maybe during that year, because they do have an open relationship, right? Maybe during that year, she was seeing people and seeing things and realized like maybe Will isn't what she wanted.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's iffy. But I know one thing that really came up for me about them is the way I know the it's very I think the very cliche thing is to talk about how women don't create safe spaces for men nowadays. When I tell you Ping is the epitome of a woman who did not create a safe space for her husband, her man. She was so negative, derogatory towards her man, and the way she conveyed when he expressed himself, she would say he was whining or complaining all the time instead of trying to understand where he was coming from. And that was very irritating. She was so mean. Like, I know I could be like that in certain situations, but not even if I feel that way, I don't do that to people's face. Like, it's more of a thing where I confide within myself or my friends. I'm like, "Ugh, I'm irritated, blah blah blah." Like, I would never do that to somebody's face, not my man's face, not someone who I would want to be vulnerable with me. That's
Yeah. She was definitely rough. Like, she was very savage, very cruel. Like, when she got in that space, she was definitely one of those people that hit below the belt. You know, when you're in a couple, it's just like certain things
mm,
that are off limit that you don't do or say. Like, she would jab and like hit in the gut, bitch. Like, she was so mean. Just that, like, if anyone speaks to me like that, we not cool. We not
mm-mm,
friends. I don't fuck with you. I don't know
mm-mm,
you. Like,
mm-mm.
period. Like,
That's
the way that she
yeah,
was talking to that man was crazy. And it
yeah.
was her defense mechanism. When he would shut down, they did this dance where he was very kind of like dismissive or would shut down because of the attacks that was coming towards him. And when he would do that, she would take it as like an abandonment thing. It was like
Mm,
something with abandonment issues or like feeling safe, and because he would just shut down.
mhm.
And then she would just jab even harder and jab even harder, and he would continue to shut down even more, and it was just this vicious cycle that they kept going through, and it was really annoying. But that bitch was mean.
She was for sure mean.
Like,
Um, and to state like as far as their problems within their relationship, one of them is okay. Yes, they had an open relationship, but it got to a certain point where um, Will felt uncomfortable with Ping doing certain things with the people within the relationship, such as like he wanted it to be strictly sexual. Like, if you're gonna fuck these people, fuck them, bring your ass home. Don't be cuddling with them. Don't be sharing a lot of intimate time with these people. And one of the parts where she, I guess, felt unseen or unheard is that Will thought he was expressing to her like, you're my priority, but she never felt like she was his priority or whatever. So that was, I guess, one of her issues within the relationship. But honestly, I think that was she was just throwing some shit out there to me, child.
I think it was too, because initially she was the one who was very open and seeing other people and, going out and building relationships with other people. And then when he started to do it as equally as she was doing it and spending more time and doing things, that's when the shit got shaky. And it's like, oh, you're not making me a priority anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when the rules kind of changed and the boundaries was being crossed when he was doing what she was doing. See, them the motherfuckers that get on my nerves, that can dish it but can't take it. Like, if you're gonna be doing what you want to do, okay, that's fine, great. I'm gonna do it too, but don't be mad when I'm doing it too, and then you feel away.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because he had the issue with it first, and he was wanting her to be sex only, no feelings. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you creating feelings? Okay, I'm gonna do the same, and that was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Them niggas that pissed me off. I feel like I just got, bitch, I'm hot. I just got triggered. Like, bitch, I just got a trigger alert. God damn. But yeah, and that's when they shit really got shaky, and he just shut down. And honestly, if I was him in that position, I think I would have done the exact same thing. Like, what do you think you would have done in that if you had been in that situation?
Yeah. Oh, wait, is that a question for me?
Yeah.
Oh. No, absolutely. I would have shut down too. That's honestly, that's in my nature. Like, if I'm expressing to you something and you're not giving it to me back, like, I'm a fucking shut down. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like. Yeah, that was trash. And then especially the way she communicates with him, I would definitely shut down, and I have no more to give to you. Um,
You're not about
and
to
it's
talk to me crazy.
Yeah, and it's literally hard to work with people like that. It's hard to reconcile. It's hard to like mend things with people. It seemed to me her foot was already out the door
Mm-hmm.
um in the relationship, and as much as she was trying, her foot was out. Like she was out. And so how do you work with that? You can't. You literally can't.
That's really a difficult thing when you at the point where a relationship is ending and yet you try to hold on to it. That's the part that makes breakups so difficult, because you're
Mhm.
trying to hold on to what you had,
Mhm.
and you deep down inside that you just need to let it go. And they really needed to let it go a long time ago, because it was just, their situation was extremely toxic in my opinion. And yeah, you're not about to talk to me crazy.
And I commend Dr. Orner because she realized that maybe they should just separate.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm not going to tell them that that's what they need to do. They need to come to that agreement on their own. And
Mm-hmm.
she never like forced that on them. She literally just walked them through the steps and they figured it out on their own, or maybe Ping figured it out and Will just had to accept and comply. But
Yeah.
they did eventually figure that out, and in conclusion they ended up separating in the end. So
Which was definitely best for them, because had they stayed
absolutely.
with each other like that would have just been a horrible, horrible environment to be in.
And it just upset me because Ping was just so matter of fact about it. She was like, "Yeah, maybe he's
I'm
just not
done.
the one." Yeah, she was done, and Will was very like apologetic, like, I'm sorry, I'm not the one for you. I'm sorry," and like emotional about it. And she like,
Like, bitch, what?
yeah, like, yeah, she was done, and that would give me even more validation of I don't need to be with your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, man, child. When
And
people react
granted,
that way, when people react that way, it just gives me more ammo not to feel that kind of emotion like that. Oh, I'm so sad. No, fuck
mm-hmm.
you. fuck, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah. And
So,
granted, with the age difference too, like it was like a 12-year age difference. I could see why certain things about him would annoy her.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I understand that, but you knew what you was getting into when you decided to marry
Marry
somebody
him.
that was 12 years younger than you. That's no small number.
And I don't know how old they were.
I don't know how old they were. I just know he was 12 years younger than her. So, and she looked like she may have been in her
Early
40s.
40s, early
Yeah,
40s. Yeah. Him maybe probably in his early 30s, late 20s
late
maybe.
20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Ping and Will. We can move on to the next one.
Next.
Okay, next couple is Molly and Josh. Molly and Josh were married for 19 years. And the reason they came in to see Dr. Orner was because they experienced pretty much everything they could in a relationship. Um, and they were dealing with issues of, I don't want to say trust, maybe. So both of them had cheated throughout this 19-year marriage. Um, and Molly felt the need to address the past because she felt like it was weighing on them. However, Josh was the type who wanted to just sweep it under the rug and let the past be the past. But she felt like him doing that, she, I guess, wasn't fully able to express herself, or just felt like they was in this cycle or this slump, and the way to get through it was to address the past. He felt like
Mhm.
it was unnecessary, and yeah. So they came to see Dr. Orna.
Yeah, I found them very, I don't want to say odd, but the way
Oops.
Josh definitely did not want to talk about anything. He's like, the past is the past. Why we need to talk about it? Nigga, because y'all can't fucking move on. Y'all can't progress in y'all marriage because y'all aren't addressing, you're not addressing the trauma that that woman put you through. Even though you put her through some shit too, she'll express it. But you, on the other hand, aren't allowing yourself to feel angry about her cheating on you. You're not allowing yourself to outwardly express that, and that frustrates her. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
knows that you're holding on to this emotion, and like, that was a big thing, that he emotionally withheld whatever he was feeling because he's like, well, we've moved past that. No.
No, we haven't. It's still there. The elephant's still here in the room with both of us.
And you don't want to address it. You don't want to address that we have cracks and crevices in our fucking marriage. I get it. We've been together for 20 years. I get it. We love each other. However, we got some shit we need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell me that I made you angry when I cheated on you. And I feel like some couples go through that, and like, the person that cheated, they want to hear that, bitch, you pissed me off when you cheated on me.
Yeah.
Um to feel wanted and feel needed, to know that I care, like you
Yeah.
care about me. Cuz some people do that just to get a reaction out of their partner because they
And
don't
I
know,
think
do you
that's one of
really
the
love
reasons
me?
why she did it. I think that
Yeah.
she went out and sought affection elsewhere was because she was trying to get his attention. I think Dr. Orna actually mentioned that when she was talking to her therapist. What's
Mm.
her, Virginia?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. I think that she actually mentioned that the reason that she cheated in the first place was to grab his attention.
Mhm.
And when she cheated and then she still didn't get the attention that she wanted from him, it's like, well, damn, like I can't do shit to get your attention. I can't go out here and cheat and get your attention. What can I do?
Yeah.
Like, granted, that's not the route to go, but that's what
Right.
she was doing. She was seeking attention.
I can't remember cuz he had some childhood trauma issues
He
too.
did. So his mom had cheated in her marriage with his dad. And when he was a kid, he would notice that the mom would always be gone, especially at nighttime. And he was saying something that was like a vivid memory of his when they had like this window, and it was like draped with big curtains. And he would always sit like behind the curtains in the window and wait for his mom to come home
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So he had some issues, some childhood issues that I think showed up in that dynamic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because then he said he found himself doing that with her because she would come home late or something like
Mhm.
that. Um, yeah, child, my memory poor, piss poor, but I do remember that. Did she have anything that went on in her life that showed up within?
No, nothing that they
Um,
mentioned in the show. I just remember them bringing up his childhood stuff
right.
and that being an issue.
Which I commend him, like, towards the end, he started to open, still not as much as I would have liked him to open up, but he started to open up towards the end and express himself, as far as like what, like his feelings and stuff like that. So, um in the end, she ended up feeling better. He ended up feeling better and being able to express himself.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, I mean, not eventually, they did end up staying together and trying to work and progressively mend their 20-year marriage. That's hard. Like 20
20
years of being
years.
together.
That's tough. Like I can barely be with a nigga for 6 months. So and I be struggling, bitch. Struggle. But we get in there eventually.
Mhm. So,
Yeah. So next couple we have India and Dale. This was the only black couple that was on the show. The husband was an immigrant from somewhere in Africa,
yeah,
not sure
African
where.
immigrant.
Yeah, he was previously married and he had one kid from the previous marriage, I believe.
Mhm.
One or two kids. I don't know how many he had, but he had children from the previous marriage. They were
Okay.
together for 8 years. And the issues that they were having is one that India, they had a couple issues. So India was being portrayed as the angry black woman. And also, I don't think that she felt seen by him. And I think a big issue in the relationship was also projection.
Mhm.
So that's why they came in to see Orna. Um, and I believe that they had a couple of arguments that was brought up during some of their sessions that were like difficult. One being that the whole thing with the angry black woman, I think that it was not an altercation, but like a argument between her and someone else at a party or something like that. And she just got very passionate about the a conversation, and it almost seemed like he was embarrassed by her in a way because she was so like passionate. You know how black women get. Um, and in her
Not
eyes,
even just black women are portrayed to be angry. But
yeah,
all people do it. All women may even do it. But
yes,
because she is this black woman, it just looks
it comes off as anger.
magnified. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was a bit embarrassed by that in a way, and it just blew up into something bigger, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. And then also she said something along the lines as what was it that, oh, that's why I didn't want to have your baby
Oh
or
yeah.
have a baby, because they had an 11-month-old girl. And she was like, yeah, that's why I didn't want to have a baby with you. And it was something along the lines that he was always comparing her or making her feel less than. And
Mhm.
so that's why they came in to see Dr. Order, because they clearly had some fucking issues. Because
Mhm.
yeah, so
I think he more so had issues with honestly acceptance of himself because though India who did we mention the names? The names is India and Dale.
oh, I don't
India,
know if I said that.
I don't know if he said it either, but it's fine.
But
Um India was pointing out the fact that so his family are African immigrants or whatever, and everyone honestly has their native tongue, but he, I guess, growing up, wanted to be accepted. So he essentially worked on his accent to not sound like African, essentially, or like an
hmm
immigrant, so he could be accepted. Um, and I think that that definitely projects into his relationship where India isn't being maybe agreeable.
she's not fitting in this box that is
Yeah.
accepted by culture, like a
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
And he worked so hard to stay inside this box, whereas she don't give a fuck about the box and she's going to be who she is, and he had
Mhm.
issues with that. Yeah.
Yes. And another thing was, God damn it. Um,
Right.
he told India, he was like, I almost gave up on black women because they argue too much.
Oh,
Bitch.
go on over to the other side, you'll be back.
But to know how many men think that way,
hmm
because I've heard that shit before.
hmm
Like the I've almost given up, or you're the last black woman I date, or just little things. It's like You
Bye.
think
Because
that's a
honestly,
compliment?
if you feel that way, we don't want you no way, honey. Bye. 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 Go get.
That's so trash. Um,
Yes.
but the biggest issue I felt like they had within their marriage is they definitely used their words to hurt each other. They
Hmm.
always blew below the fucking belt. They were
Yeah.
they were toxic with their words, which is not conducive to a loving marriage. So I don't know.
And I think it was more so her,
Mhm.
like when she was like being attacked or making when he made her feel less than, especially when it came to her motherhood. I think that's really when she jabbed the
Mhm.
most and kind of
Mhm.
like went after him. Um, because nobody wants to be called a bad mother, especially when you're not and you're there, you're showing up, you're taking care of the responsibilities. I think that's when she got really triggered by his
Mhm.
ass. Yeah.
Absolutely. However, this couple honestly ended up working on their shit, and I think they could work through it. They have to be more kind in their words
Mm-hmm.
when they're expressing themselves, which it seems like they are. And but essentially they ended up staying together and working on their marriage, which is a lovely thing
Yeah.
when you can work through that shit.
I'm actually glad that they stayed together.
Me too.
And when they came in, I didn't feel like they were going to split either. I just felt like they needed to address some things within their
Yeah.
marriage.
Because I saw, like, you could visually see that they love each other. Like,
Yeah.
it's just some things they needed to resolve. It's I think it was their past. It's
Mm-hmm.
the image of her being the angry black woman, but him and his fucking issues with acceptance and fitting within this box and
Mm-hmm.
knowing the woman you married. Like, nigga, you
You chose the exact opposite of what you, yeah, yeah, because she was
so
a very outspoken,
woman.
alpha woman. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Not us both taking a sip, girl, and you got that
Thirsty
damn
ass.
styrofoam cup. Um, Next couple, and to me, this couple was a little bit more complex.
Oof.
With their situation. So the next couple we have is Cindy and Yaya. They were together for 18 years, married a total of 8 years. Um, the main issue that they was having that they came in to see Dr. Orna for was because they had not had the sex in a whole year.
Girl, la, 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 la.
Ain't no way I would have a whole significant other in my house with me and I ain't having sex for a whole year. That's the
Ooh,
problem.
that's tricky.
That is tricky. Um, so yeah, the issue was that for whatever reason, Cindy was just not attracted to Yaya. And coming in, she really couldn't pinpoint why she had no attraction to her anymore. She just kind of lost interest. One thing in particular that she kept mentioning, though, that Yaya was this mother figure, like this mama figure to everyone, kids, animals, anyone that she came in contact with. She was a mama bear, which essentially Cindy said that she loved about Yaya. However, once they started to dig a little bit more, they realized that her being over motherly was the issue within their sex life. Um, Cindy had experienced some sexual trauma when she was a kid, and she felt like her mom knew that she had been assaulted, but didn't really know, so therefore she didn't do anything about it.
Mhm.
So it was like that she didn't feel safe or protected or like anybody stood up for her because she should have known that something happened to her daughter,
Mhm.
but it's almost like they ignored it. And so part of their dynamic though was that whenever they would get into arguments, Yaya would just shut down, ignore, and go occupy herself with something else, and ignoring Cindy and her behavior. And that triggered her because she felt ignored before when she was a child. And
Mhm.
so they had all those issues. And that was their kind of like little cycle that they were in, is that every time there was an issue, Yaya was shut down. And then when she was over motherly, it was kind of like a turn off for her,
Mhm.
for Sydney. So yeah.
So if y'all guys didn't catch on, they're a lesbian couple, and they've
Yeah.
been together for.
I said that already.
Did you?
I
Oh,
said 18 years and they was married for 8, nigga.
child.
Damn.
Drinking this yet. Yes, so let's see, what can I say about them? And I think Yaya mentioned that she didn't have the conversation with her mom until later. And I think her mom did admit that she did know that something had.
Sydney knew. Yaya is the black girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. My bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
So Cindy.
Oh, damn. We keep fucking up everybody. Sydney, Sin, whatever. Keep going.
That girl. Yes. So Sin talked to her mother when she was older. Finally had the conversation with her mother when she was older, and found out that I think her mother did know that something had happened, and allegedly she did say something or try to remove her from the situation. The thing is, I guess Sin didn't know that was happening. Until she had the conversation or whatever. And then in that moment, then maybe she started to feel comfortable about it. But wait, did she have that conversation during the whole the therapy process?
Yeah.
Oh, so she didn't have that conversation until
they went through therapy together and they realized what the issue was.
Yeah. So in that moment, I think that's when things started to get better in her and Yaya's relationship. Because she had that conversation and she felt more comfortable. And then with the whole sex thing, it was an issue too because Sin's mom lived with them. And so it was always kids around. It was always the mom around, and there was no time for intimacy.
No time or opportunity to
Yeah.
have any type of intimacy. Damn.
Yeah. So what Dr. Orna had recommended for them was get everybody out the fucking house or
Girl,
y'all go away.
take a trip. I'd rather
So
just go away.
I think they tried both. So I think first they tried to get everybody out the house. They got everybody out the house. They still didn't have fucking sex, child. That would have frustrated the hell out of me. So they still didn't have sex. But then another weekend, I think they actually went away and ended up being intimate together. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else happened.
But Yaya also had some childhood trauma also with her mom, and I think it was more so along the lines where she had to be in that caregiver role really young, and so that's where she got that from. But that's where she also got like her dismissive behavior, where it's like when she avoided conflict, she just kind of stop and do what she's told to, just appease everyone around her. And
People pleasing.
yeah, and it's crazy like that we unknowingly attract people that fit into that narrative, right?
Because it's comfortable.
Yeah, one of the things that Dr. Orna said, like, I don't remember exactly how it went, but she was like, you know the role way too well to not have rehearsed it before. Bitch. like you know this role way too well. You've been practicing. You know it.
Yeah.
Like
That's crazy.
that is crazy. It's just really, even in my relationships, like especially my past relationships and like the issues that I've had with my childhood, like how you attract these type of people that fit into those roles. Right?
That's crazy.
It is. And we all do it unknowingly. Like we all do it.
Because it's comfortable. It's something you're familiar with. Like, yeah, for the moment it feels right, but still it's uncomfortable at the same time because you know this is trauma.
And the second that you attract something different and it doesn't fit into that role, it's like, I don't like him. It's something about him. We don't match. He too nice. You ever get one of them bitches be like, oh, he too nice, bitch. What do you need? You want a nigga that's gonna beat your ass? Like, what do you want?
Yes.
I've been guilty of it. I have totally been guilty of it, where I have men that on paper have been
Everything.
perfect, but I'm just like, it ain't for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously, it's
Mm.
because we attract a certain type. Like
Yeah. That's crazy.
it really is mind blown.
Pew. But so in the end, honestly, they ended up working. They broke through the sex aspect of it, so that allowed them to be more intimate with each other, more open with each other. Um, and what was that last part she had brought up too? Because in the was this before or after they had sex? She brought up another thing where possibly her being attracted to other people and wanting to open up the relationship, maybe?
No, that was in the
Or
beginning. That was in the very
okay.
beginning when they had first came in because she was just so confused and didn't understand why she wasn't attracted to Yaya no more. And so she
Okay.
was trying to figure out like what are my options. Like she was basically saying, I would like to open up the marriage, but Yaya doesn't feel like that's part of a marriage, a good
Mhm.
marriage. She was like,
Okay.
because Yaya didn't understand how you had the energy to be intimate with other people. And
Okay.
like we ain't even good, and you want to go out here and fuck around, like since
Yeah.
that mate, like
Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
that was before, and I don't think she mentioned it once they got to the end. I think that she kind of let it go once they worked through their shit because ultimately she probably didn't want that anyway. She
Right.
was just
Okay.
didn't know exactly how to fix their shit, you know.
Mm. Yeah. But
Um,
ultimately, they ended up staying together, and it seemed like they were progressively working on their
yeah.
marriage, their relationship as well. Um, yeah.
One of the things that she did mention, Sydney though, mentioned is that like we don't have
Cindy.
Cindy. Damn, why I keep messing this girl up, Cindy? She mentioned that they didn't have everything figured out at that point when they was coming to the end of the show. She was
Mm-hmm.
like, but I'm happy at the space that we're in now and let's continue. Like I
Mm-hmm.
want to be with you. I choose you, even though it's not perfect,
I'm
but
still happy.
yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was nice because one of the things that Dr. Orna mentioned is that when people start to end their sessions, they want to create this like idea that they're all better now, like you cured us, as a way to like thank her. And that couple was like, nah, we still got some shit to work on, and they knew it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
They absolutely was like you said earlier, they were like, um, we still got shit to work on. However, I'm still happy. So I know we're not 100% perfect. I've addressed that there's still these issues, but
hmm
I'm willing to work on this stuff and I'm still happy within this relationship. I still choose you. So I don't know.
I was proud of them because at first, like, I didn't think they was gonna make it.
Girl, especially that it's I just feel like it's hard to come back from somebody saying, "I'm not a" she literally, I think within the first session was like, "I'm not attracted to you anymore."
At that point, I would have given up.
Girl, why we together then?
Exactly. At that point, I would have given up. One, because okay, like what can we do? Like I understand we here, so maybe we can try to fix it. But like if you're not attracted to me, like
What more?
I don't know what else to do for you to make you
Yeah,
attracted to me. Like I would
that's
have been like,
tough.
well, let's work on how we gonna split this shit up because
That is tough. That's
yeah.
so tough. And yeah, like you said, I do commend them. I
I
give
really commend Yaya because she
That's
was
what I
the
was about to
one
say.
who thugged it out. Because if I was in her shoes, I'd be like, all right, well, let's how we gonna divvy this up?
Especially with her talking about some open marriage and stuff. It's like, what's the point of even doing an open marriage if you're not even attracted to me? Because at this point, you're only staying with me for the kids because you're not attracted to me. It's not like you want to fuck me and fuck other people. You just want to fuck other people
Yeah,
at this point.
it'd been one thing if they was in a healthy place and then you wanted a open one, and like, yeah, okay, maybe, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. Either
Mm-mm.
way, how do you
Yeah.
feel about this season overall?
Not my favorite, to
I
be honest.
agree. I
Uh,
agree.
It's not my favorite season. Not to say it was a bad season, but it just was not my favorite
I
season.
felt like the couples weren't spicy enough. Like Ping was definitely spicy. She was definitely spicy, but like it wasn't like complete mess. Like
Yeah,
sometimes I'd be wanting the mess. So I guess I just need to watch Love and Hip Hop. But sometimes I really want the mess.
yeah. I'm trying to think what made this season different from all the rest of it. Because to me, it was kind of messy. Like these open relationships, and then somebody not being attracted to somebody, and then this 20-year relationship where they fucking cheating on each other,
Okay, yeah.
and then yeah, child. And I think Ping and Will, I think Will like the men's, but they never mentioned
They
it.
never straight out said it, but they kind of said something before, like when they were dating or looking for people to bring in, like she would
Mhm.
help him create like pickup lines for the guys, and it would
Well, she
work.
never said guys, she said new prospects.
Yeah.
Because it started to be like the women's, but then she said the prospects
Mm. So I don't know.
or child. Anyways, um, yeah, I don't know exactly what it was about this season where I felt like it wasn't as good as the other seasons, but I
Mhm.
just feel like the previous seasons were maybe they were more relatable to me.
Whereas
Um,
these were not, they didn't really
yeah,
fit any of our narratives.
Yeah, because a lot of
Yeah.
these, matter of fact, all the relationships they've been together for a decade or more, child.
Yeah.
So, never been there, child. And honestly, with a lot of the people, I didn't feel like I related a lot to them. Maybe not fully.
I can't
Like
not
there's
fully relate. Yeah.
yeah, there's some isms maybe, but not fully relate to
I
a
agree
person.
with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Maybe that's why it was a bit of a disconnect with this season.
Mhm.
But overall, I love this show. I love how real it is. I love how you get to see these couples really trying to figure out like their shit. It's
Mhm.
so real. It's so relatable because I mean, it's just life. This shit happens. Couples go through shit. I love I love this show. I love how Orna. I cannot
Help
talk
her.
to them.
I
I
know.
love how Dr. Orna like really gives these couples the space that they need to work through their shit. A lot of times people be knowing. We know. We just need someone to kind of guide us to
Mhm.
see the big picture and to see the big scheme of things and to see how the past is still affecting the present.
And
Like,
that's all a therapist essentially is or should be.
mhm.
It's simply a guide because she allows people to work through their own shit. She doesn't press her opinion on it. She just guides you through
She
your
asked the
own
right
bullshit.
questions to make you
Yeah.
think about like
Yeah.
what's going on.
And
Yeah.
she gives people a safe space to be able to express themselves, because in those relationships where the dynamic or one of the people is more dominant than the other, she's
Mhm.
able to scale back the dominant person and allow the more submissive person to be able to speak
To
up
have a
and express
voice.
themselves. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what I like about her, and that's what I think therapy is, the neutral grounds where you're able to express yourself. And she doesn't say you're wrong when you express yourself. She says, okay, you're valid in how you're feeling.
Mhm.
You think about it this way, or I don't, that bitch is magic. Shit.
That's why she get paid the big bucks, baby, because she is very skilled and knowledgeable at what she does. And yes, shout out to Dr. Orna
She don't
because
use them big words on you. She break it
mm-mm. And
down.
she really sometimes just be trying to understand shit. Like she just be like, "So explain, like, give me an example, like,
Yeah.
what's that?"
And bitch, don't talk over me either. Allow me to do my job, because
She
if you
will
don't,
get with your ass if you start talking over her or talking over the other person. She'll be like, "Okay, we can go.
because what are we doing if you're not the
We can
ping?
go."
If you're not, I'm concerned. She told Ping when Ping was like, uh, to Will, like, all I hear is whining. She was like, I'm concerned
Why are you
because
talking to him like that?
why are we here if all you hear is whining? If you're not able to hear him, to accept his
Mm-hmm.
feelings for what they are, why are we here if you don't care about how he's feeling? What? Why? Don't waste my time or my money, bitch.
Well, she not her money is gonna be there. The check got to clear for her to be there.
But you wasted my time on somebody I could be actually helping.
True. True.
Bitch, that Ping boy, I tell you, Ping was the one. Ping was the one. Knuckles, girl.
She was so mean and just hard and calloused and just whew, somebody
I
needed to shake the shit out of her ass. Like, I don't condone violence, but that bitch would have been talking to me like that. I would have
on the shook her ass. Man, you know you got
to- God
them
damn,
long arms.
girl.
But
But one last thing that Dr. Orna said that really like stuck with me is that she said people have the capacity to bear those ugly truths. Like we have the ability to do it. We just be afraid to do it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you got to give people that the opportunity to be able to bear it. Like,
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just need that push to just face
yeah,
that ugly truth.
we need it.
But we
We
have the
need.
ability to face it. Sometimes people think they're not strong enough to deal with that hard stuff, but you can. And I'd rather deal with it now than have that shit dragging on. And it's just like having a fucking open wound and you just putting a little band-aid on it and not stitching it up. Like you're just
It's
prolonging the healing process, bitch.
it's not reality. It really
Like,
is not reality to go along life without getting the ugly truth.
mm-hmm.
Like, you're doing a disservice to anybody who you're not giving the ugly truth to, honestly. And
Including
I get it.
yourself.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. I get it. It is so hard. Especially it's the hardest with the people you love.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest part because you don't want to intentionally hurt somebody's feelings, but essentially it's not just about you. Like, you're hindering the growth of other people. And I'm guilty of it. I'm still guilty of it. It's hard.
Yeah.
Mm,
Hmm.
child.
Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else for this week's episode, friend.
Ain't
If
got
y'all
no.
haven't watched Couples Therapy, please go watch it. Leave comments. Let us know if you like the show also because we love that shit. And every time it's a new season, we gonna talk about that shit. So
Period.
yeah.
Uh, we need to go up to New York again. Just even if we don't see her, just stop by her office and be like, take a picture or something. I don't know. Showtime sponsor us, child.
I don't want to go back to New York, friend. I'm sorry. Like we
Why?
can go, okay, but New York was that I'm not gonna say it wasn't what I expected it to be. It was just a lot for me. I'm definitely not a city girl. I'm definitely a
Mm,
country gal, and that city life is very exhausting to me.
I think we can experience it in a different aspect. I know it was too much for me, only for the simple fact that I had just left Tampa, Florida, and
Yeah,
had partied my fucking ass off. So by the time I got to New York, I was fucking exhausted.
tired. Yeah,
Yes,
mm.
especially being on the plane all day, about to miss the goddamn child anyway. Um, yeah, but
But
I
at
would
least
love
now
to.
I'm driving distance. Like I could drive.
Yeah, I would
Mm.
love to experience New York again. Not in the aspect of where we were, because we were mainly in Times Square and
Yes, I
stuff.
would love to go to like what Brooklyn.
Brooklyn,
Yeah,
yeah, Harlem, and experience
definitely
it.
Harlem. Yeah,
Yeah, in that aspect with someone we know that might that could
that's the
take us
key.
around, child. Yeah,
Cause you get you.
mm, it's real
Real
tricky.
trick, real tricky,
Hmm.
real tricky.
Yes. Well, if that is all, because we ain't got no tips for this except for watch the damn show on
Yes,
Showtime,
check it
child.
out. Let us know what you think.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for listening again.
Bum,
Hopefully you
bum, bum,
run
bum,
this episode
bum.
up just like you did the first recap of Dr. Orna and couples therapy.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
crazy. Why is that like the biggest episode?
I
Shit,
don't know.
crazy.
Look,
It
look, sometimes with God ain't no explanation about
really
things. It just
ain't.
anyways, yeah, run
Mm,
that shit up. Run up all our episodes. We on YouTube now. Like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, do all that. Follow us on Instagram at Unity Therapist Pod. Send us an email at Unity Therapist, not at Unity Therapist, Unity Therapist Pod at gmail.com. Um, And then we're moving and
Girl,
still
y'all see that
moving.
shit in the background? I got so much shit. I got boxes of shit back there. Like,
I'm recording on the bed and child, it's ghetto over here.
Ooh, child.
We're making it do what it do, baby.
It's gonna get easier. Oh, I just got an offer accepted for a house and Be More Baby. So fingers crossed that inspection comes back good, so that way I can have a place to live, Lord Jesus. Because if not, your girl gonna be homeless in an Airbnb for a while. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Yes, child. But yeah, that's all I got. So until then, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Peace, y'all.